Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the village hidden within the Skreets. We are the Black Flames. My name is Bam.
And I am Dr. Griffs.
And welcome back to another episode on the channel. We appreciate you guys taking the time to come check out this quality content from some professional, unprofessional people. And, we're just trying to have some fun with this one. But before we get into the meat and potatoes, before we dive into a topic that I feel should be fun and interesting to get into, Dr. Griffs, what's going on with you in terms of life and stuff? Anything crazy? What's going on?
Okay. Work is picking up. So, my day job is picking up because it's getting closer to graduation. So, my schedule is kind of a lot less consistent than it was in the past months. So just getting used to that, and trying to make sure I still am sleeping properly because I'm working at night sometimes, working morning sometimes. So it's a little back and forth. So getting used to that is, what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
But I've also been able to create a couple new remixes this week on the Dr. Griffs side of life, and I feel pretty good about the remixes. Check them out. They're like Jersey Club genre type remix, because hopefully the goal is for one day people would hire Dr. Griffs to DJ his own music. I know I'm talking like a third, second person right there, but I'm traditionally known as a DJ, so hey, Dr. Griffs, create the vibe that we're going for. If that's a ceremony or like a party or just background music. But I'd like it so that people are like, I love the content you create. We want you to just do a set with only your music, your remixes. So that's what I'm working towards. I don't know how long that'll take, but yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds like a cool journey to go down. It's funny. As soon as you said, I know I've referred to myself in third person, you know who I thought of?
Oh, Jackson? Yeah, I think he messes up because that's his name. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Griffs is not my name. My birth certificate does not say Dr. Griffs. It's close to this, but it's not quite this.
Yeah, you could separate the egos a little bit, in terms of
yeah.
Because I guess it becomes even with BAM, it's a lot more targeted to anime and nerd culture. And although me, that's a big part of who I psychologically am, is not everything. But it's when we create content and we put on these names,
personas,
these personas, yeah. When we get these personas to ourselves, we kind of adopt it and kind of just get really focused on something that we're really interested in, but it's not completely who we are.
Yeah, for sure. Dr. Griffs is known as a DJ, but I played chess growing up. You know what I'm saying? That's that's definitely one of my biggest foundations as a person. So, think about Yu-Gi-Oh! There's Yugi,
yes.
the loving school kid, and there's Yami, who is the pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
People have, I guess, alter egos. I mean, not like
you have a different personality, crazy type thing, but it's kind of you have I guess the alter ego without being crazy is the best way of describing it.
Yeah, I wear this because this is I basically, when I first started getting my own merch, I started stripping away all my other clothes, but now I just wear it because it's just around. You know what I'm saying? It's not so I'm trying to support Dr. Griffs. It's just the clothing that I have in my closet.
Gotcha. So it becomes more integrated.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
This week for me has been it's been pretty calm. It's been pretty calm, pretty chill. Didn't really do too much stuff in terms of YouTube front. I focus a little bit more on the podcast. We got episode. So you guys are seeing this weeks behind when we recorded this, but this week was the first official release of episode 1 on the channel, and turn up, pretty happy about that. Leave comments down below in terms of what you guys think about the design of things, right? In terms of we're open to interpretation, consideration. We're not going to be completely change our whole design philosophy. If you guys try to be tell us a change of everything, it's we're not going to do that, but we are down to accepting positive critiques on certain things. Like maybe if the font we're using is not too readable for you guys, or whatever. Maybe we have no idea what you guys might not dislike, but
Like one thing I realized, my voice just sounded low. So even technical issues we've been working through with each episode of the podcast. Hopefully you can see that.
Yeah, for sure. That is that's something we're still figuring out. Hopefully this episode comes out pretty good because we're trying to. But we'll see once everything gets fully recorded, and we're going through the whole process of editing and making things possible. But yeah, for me, it's just been really focusing on getting the whole YouTube stuff taken care of. And I was kind of going through a period where I was like figuring out every other facet of my life, like really getting focused in terms of my fitness goals, in terms of what is realistic for me and what I really want. And just before this, I kind of recorded like an Instagram story talking about stopping the cap. So I love the term like stop the cap, because it's just like, hey, don't lie to yourself or don't lie to other people about what you're capable of doing. And
you're hip to that slang? You're hip to that?
I'm not
so
too
the young
old
ones
yet.
are saying?
I'm not too old yet. I don't got a TikTok. I'm not too old yet. But the cap, like stopping the cap, and I kind of spent a couple days of this week basically taking the cap off for myself and kind of just looking at like, okay, what can I be doing in terms of my professional life, in terms of the YouTube channel, in terms of my health and wellness, and looking at everything realistically and kind of jumping into that. But it's not a health and wellness channel, so we're not going to dive too much into that today. But today we're going to dive into the meat and potatoes of today, and still don't know a proper healthy way of calling this thing. But right now, the only thing that comes to mind, and maybe Dr. Griffs can give me some different title and everything, but anti-male role models. That's what I have right now.
Don't be like that guy.
Don't be like. Hold on, let me write that down. Don't be. I like that better. It's like, don't be like that guy. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about following on the theme of masculinity, like we talked about generally in terms of masculinity anime, and then we talked on male role models in anime that we really enjoyed or really look up to. Now we want to go to the opposite end of the spectrum of that and talk about male characters in anime that we absolutely do not look for representation or look as a role model. Somebody like someone that you just don't want to be like. Sorry.
I would say or like characteristics in people you don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Because there's certain characters on my list in particular that there's a lot of times where I do like their character, but the core of who they are or certain attributes of who they are, like I completely find disgusting or have complete disdain for. So, I don't know. Do you have any character that is just like on the top of your mind that you just want to just get on the table and talk about? Okay. Take your time.
Sasuke. The way he did Karen was dirty. Can't talk about that. The way he did Karen, that was dirty.
Hold on.
The way he did Sakura was dirty. You know what I'm saying? So, now when you think about Naruto, you think about crappy characters. You might think of, Danzo, which is arguably true. Okay. But I just think about the specific moment where Sasuke had Danzo on the ropes, and Danzo took Karen as a hostage. Yeah. And Sasuke was like, Karen, I got you.
I just remembered that he really did her. All right, keep explaining.
And then you see in Karen's face, like she was like, "Okay, Sasuke's gonna save me. He loves me. Everything's gonna be okay." And he hit her with the Chidori straight through her chest into Danzo's chest, and he was like, "Good job." And Danzo's like, "Damn, man, like, yo, ain't she your like?" He's like, I'm cold, but I wouldn't do something like that.
Yeah. Hold on, Doc. You're freezing a little bit right now.
Oh, I'm freezing a little bit? Okay, how about now? How look?
Nah, I can hear you clearly.
You hear me?
But your video is freezing, so maybe come out and come back in.
Okay, I'm gonna... Oh. Mm-hmm. How about now? Can you
you're looking good.
Gotcha. So like when Sasuke killed or tried to kill Karen, or was just indifferent about her being there to take out Danzo, that was pretty low. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Sasuke's drive to accomplish his goals is kind of detestable. You know what I'm saying? Like Sasuke throughout the series is like, yo, he's doing a lot. Yeah. Ever since Itachi pulled up on him in the Leaf Village and was like, I'm looking for Naruto. Why are you here? that was a turning point in Sasuke's life. Before that, you know, he was willing to die for Naruto with Haku. You know, he was willing to kind of die for Sakura and Naruto against Gaara. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, he started having an inferiority complex because he was like, you know, how did Naruto get so strong? He's so many giant toads, all I have to do is Chidori. Yeah. He had an inferiority complex, but he was like, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. Itachi pulled up, said, I'm looking for Naruto. That really messed up Sasuke's head. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I think immediately after, you know, Tsunade healed him from the trauma of Tsukiyomi, you know, Sasuke fought Naruto on top of the hospital. Kakashi tried to talk to Sasuke. Sasuke is like, you will never understand what it's like to go through what I went through. And Kakashi is like, I lost everyone I loved and cared about. And Sasuke was like, man, you know, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm bugging. Yeah. And then Orochimaru's goons came out of nowhere, beat up Sasuke, and he was like, and they were like, if you want power like us, come join us. And then that's when Sasuke was like, you know what? I want this power stuff. Yeah. and left.
I get, because like I wanted to dive a little bit deeper to that because I was not expecting you to say Sasuke.
Neither was I. But I thought about it. I said, what characteristics do I not like about somebody? And I said, yo, Sasuke?
Yeah.
He was bugging.
Yeah, I will agree with you completely. He was bugging in that moment because Karen, is her name actually Karen? Is it Karen?
It's like Karen Uzumaki. K-A-R-I-N.
Yeah, she is Uzumaki. I forget, did she survive that or did she die?
She survived that. What happened was immediately after he stabbed her, Sakura showed up and she was like, oh, who's this chick on the floor? And Sasuke was like, why are you here? And she was like, I love you. And he was like, okay, prove that you love me by killing her. And she was like, but she has nothing to do with this. He said, you said you love me, right? That's prove you love me by killing her. Yeah. And then she's all like hesitant, like, okay, I guess I'll. She walking over to Kunai, shaky hand and everything. And when she was thinking about, okay, I'm gonna turn around and stab Sasuke, he already came prepared with Chidori to take her out.
Like Sasuke already knew that, like, nah, she captain. I'm about to.
Yeah, but Sakura.
Yeah.
Now, Sakura's a very annoying character. We could dive into that, but
yeah, she is annoying.
Throughout the whole series. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was like, I would say that has to be the most annoying. That has to be the most annoying arc for Sasuke. I'll say that. Definitely the most annoying. Like, I did not like Sasuke's whole character throughout the arc. Wasn't that the same arc where he was doing that whole like evil laugh, like ha 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 kind of thing, or?
Yeah, so I think that arc starts after Tobi tells Sasuke the truth about Itachi. Yeah. I think specifically it starts after his interaction with Killer Bee. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His interaction with Killer Bee, he still cared for his team. Like he did the Amaterasu to try to save Karen and all that. He was supporting his team up to that arc, but then when they went to the five Hokage summit, that's when Sasuke was really started bugging out.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly, because like it turns me off, right? But I'm trying to pinpoint what exactly about, like, how can I put that in a word? Was it the fact that he just had lack of empathy, or was he just so self-centered in terms of his goal that he just like? Because, yeah, I think that's pretty detestable that you have somebody on your team and you're like, you're in the way. You know, and then you just like kind of like just delete them. You know, you're just like, you're in the way of me getting this strike off. So, but like, I think it's even more detestable the fact that he was like, it's all right, Karen, don't worry, I got you. You know, that's some disgusting, nasty behavior. It's one thing if he told his team, like, hey, listen, if you're going to be with me, there's a chance you might get bodied. I'm willing to sacrifice you for my ambitions. If he came up front and told his team that, and they were like, all right, cool, calm. But he was like, nah, Karen, I got you. That is a testament for me. That's like, that is something about that. Just like, it just makes my stomach turn, you know.
Yeah, he was pretty dirty for doing that. I ain't gonna hold you. That was dirt behavior right there. Have you seen the show Berserk?
I have not seen the show. I know quite a bit about Berserk, but Berserk is one of those things that like it's on my. I'm not gonna watch the show because from what I hear about the show, the animation is just vomit-worthy. But in terms of the manga, it's definitely on my list of material to like read up on and check out because I see the artwork. Like I see like artwork of the manga is just like Picasso. Like Picasso himself came like reincarnated to create those panel pages. Like crazy.
Gotcha. Well, I bring up Berserk because if you don't like what Sasuke did, this a character in Berserk that does something like hundreds of times worse than what Sasuke did. And I can't really go into it without spoiling anything. If you're a manga or anime watcher in the comment section, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about. There is no relation between me and that character. Our names are kind of similar.
That's Griffith. I
Griffith. Yeah. Do you know what happens?
No, I do not.
Oh.
All I know is
there's a lot. I'm sorry. What?
All I know in Berserk, there's a lot of deaths. There's a lot of the R word happening, and there's a lot of different, just unspeakable, inhuman things happening to people.
All I'm saying is when I heard about Griffith and Berserk, I want to change my last name. I said, hold on. I said, we are not the same people. We're not related. I don't know about this guy here. But if there's an anime character to despise, Griffith would be high on that list. I can't really go into it without spoiling the show for you.
No, I can't do that. I'm just gonna have to read it. I'm just gonna have to read it and get it. Oh man. But I had a friend that I work out with sometimes, and he's a big Berserk fan. And he's like, "Oh man, Chris, like whenever you feel like having a week where you're just depressed, read Berserk." And I was like, wait. It's like if you want some good quality depression and you want to feel like there's no hope in humanity, read some Berserk, man. That'll do you right. I was like, when am I ever gonna be in the mood to get more depressed? Like
he's like, no, I'm not sad enough today. I really need to be sadder.
Man, I only cried once today. That's not hitting my quota.
But your friend did a good description of what that manga is about. It goes on hiatuses about as much as Hunter x Hunter. Mm-hmm. I think it's been around longer than Hunter x Hunter. I think it came out in like the 1980s, and it's still like nowhere near done.
Wow. Dang. Then is that longer than One Piece?
Yeah.
But only releases once a month, right?
I think it was consistent at some times, and then it goes on like 5-year hiatuses or 2-year hiatuses. So yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Mm-hmm. But Berserk, that's a very graphic show. Like you don't want to watch that. You don't want to read it in the middle of the night. You don't read it right before you go to sleep. Maybe you want to read it after you wake up, after you had a good dream. That must be a whole day. I ain't gonna. Berserk. That's a dark show. Berserk. Like Attack on Titan is dark. Don't get me wrong, but Berserk is on a whole other level. I ain't gonna hold you, man. That's great.
Like I find that like when I look at the panel work, side note, when I look at the panel work of Attack on Titan versus the anime, especially all the seasons kind of have like, it feels more brighter, it feels more like there's life in it. But when I look at the artwork, the sketch work of Attack on Titan, like it has a certain level of depression. Like I don't know how else to describe it, but when I look up like the artwork from the manga, it's always like this kind of sort of shady lines always down on the panel works type stuff, and so it kind of gives me the vibe of like sadness, like it's like this is not a happy world existent just by looking at the artwork. Like I know from the story it's not a happy world existent, but from just looking at the artwork, like if you took like a random screenshot from the anime, and it's not something crazy like a Titan's eating somebody. It's like looks like a pretty
cheerful,
lively,
colorful
kind of energy type thing, you know,
like a One Piece type energy.
Yeah,
Luffy's around.
Yeah, cheery, happy, and stuff like that. You know, speaking of One Piece, keep this transition. One character I don't like, and I find that there's a certain trait or theme in characters I dislike that really grinds my gears. And the character I want to bring up is Akainu from One Piece. Like,
what he did wrong?
First off, okay, I'm not even going to bring up the part where he killed Ace. Like that's something that, like, okay, you're a Marine, he's a pirate, that's your job. I get it, right? But when he basically manipulated one of Whitebeard's crewmates, he manipulated and lied to one of Whitebeard's crewmates that, oh, Whitebeard's planning on betraying you, he's planning on selling you out, he's planning on trading your life for Ace. And then he basically gets I forget the name of that character, but gets him to sneak attack Whitebeard. And it's just like, it's just kind of gross in a sense. Whereas like you're lying about somebody because you want to capture the evil doors, but you're technically doing an evil kind of nasty act. You're kind of behaving like a pirate to catch the pirates, you know, and that's something that's just like, it kind of grinds my gears. I just don't like it.
Alright, man, I understand what you're saying. But what's his job?
He is the admiral. Now currently he's a fleet admiral, so his job is to capture pirates.
So like, how are you supposed to capture them?
Yo, he's got the magma no me, man. Throw some lava balls and stuff. Like, Garp is not out here lying for pirates, though. You know what I mean?
Hey, Garp does not have the magma no me. Like, can he even go on a boat and use the magma no me? Won't that like burn the boat? You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure he has some techniques.
He can't swim. Like, I understand. It's underhanded. And it is kind of slimy, well, extremely slimy to, you know, lie to people and go about doing it that way. Mm-hmm. But is it not effective?
Is it not effective? Alright, it is effective. It is effective. I just don't like it. You know, I don't like that trait in a character. That trait of like you as a Marine. Right, you as a Marine, it's your job to uphold, like, people, like, on average, right, people look up to the Marines, look up to for protection, for the morality of society. But you're literally trading in your morality to capture the job. You're literally sacrificing what it means to be a Marine, what it represents to be a Marine, to capture the pirate. Now that is part of your job, to capture the pirate, but you're not capturing them with the essence of I'm a Marine. Because I don't see, granted it was effective, he did get a hit on Whitebeard, right? But I think Akainu was the first character in One Piece for me that made me feel that, how is the pirates the good guys?
I mean, how the Marines are you guys?
Yeah, because the Marines always felt like, okay, we're out here. Well, there's certain characters from, especially early One Piece, that were just like assholes and everything, and they were Marines, right?
But they're forgettable characters. You only remember
very, very forgettable, very forgettable. But when it came to like Akainu was the first person I was like, okay, you're up against a warlord, you're up against a Yonko of the Sea and his whole army. And if you expect, he's like a Yonko's like an emperor of the sea and an emperor of pirates, you expect like some evil villainous people. Like, how is a pirate more morally justified than you?
Question. Do you watch The Boys on Amazon?
Yes.
You know who Homelander is?
Oh, I hate hate it. Nasty.
So when you describe an akainu, it kind of reminds me of Homelander. Imagine if they're both on the side of good, right?
Yes.
They're both the heroes or on the hero side of their story. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if akainu or Homelander was just a straight up villain? If there's a straight up pirates?
Yeah.
Like, I think in some ways we should be happy or grateful that they are.
In some ways.
Are trying to be good. You know what I'm saying?
That is a good point. It's like, I don't even want to talk about Homelander because like I will never touch milk because
understandable.
I'll never touch milk because of it. But yeah, I don't even think it's the idea of like, because I'm thinking in terms of male role models, right? So like, I can have a male role model in life that I look up to, but I don't necessarily agree with their political views, right? Or their views on life in general.
Yeah.
Right? But there's certain traits about them like integrity, loyalty, protecting the people you care about, not going back on your word. Like, if you say you're going to do something, you do your utmost best to do that thing. These are things that, like, I see in male role models that I look up to. And I think when you do something sleazy, like lying, like giving false information, when you give false information about something just to capture this person or to do the sneak attack on this person, I just find that it's not a trait I want to adopt into my life. You know what I mean? It's like, he's effective. Like, I agree with you. Like, his strategy for capturing the pirate is effective. But I also feel that akainu has this thing where he's kind of like, if you label yourself as a pirate, he's not going to dive deeper into like, okay, why are you a pirate, right? Because like, honestly, if like akainu was like, okay, Monkey D. Luffy's a pirate. Okay, why is he a pirate? Okay, what piratey things has he been doing? He's like, oh, he's been taking down evil organizations. He's been freeing people from enslavement. He hasn't stolen anything from anybody. Is this guy a pirate? Like, it really is he? You know, so I feel like akainu is the type of person that's like, oh, you're labeling yourself as a pirate, automatically you're a bad person. And he just does whatever that justifies every action. You know, that justifies every action he takes. Like, oh, you're a bad person. I could do whatever. I could do evil. I could do straight up evil, villainous things. I could threaten your whole family. And it's justified in the name of justice because on paper, you are a pirate. Right? Now, I don't know if Whitebeard was out here doing some super villainous stuff. I don't know if he stole from people. It's always kind of implied that pirates do that. We definitely know that Eustace Kid steals from people and like does some heinous stuff. We definitely know that he does that. But we don't get that vibe from
Flamingo.
We for sure know. And like, that's another thing. It's like, keep your same energy, bro. It's like, you have a whole, you know, this man's a whole villain. Like, yet you're gonna work with him? Come on, man. You know he's a whole villain. You know he's enslaving a whole group of people on a whole island. Come on, man. Come on.
I see what you're saying. So I will not. I agree. Akainu, he definitely is not someone I want to be like, and there's definitely detestable things about him.
Yes.
I do have a question. You brought up a point about false information. How you just don't like that.
Yes.
How do you feel about, I don't know, genjutsu then?
Genjutsu? I see where you're going there. I see you trying to. I see.
Where am I going?
Nah. I see what you're doing. Okay. Because here's the thought process that, like, it literally just brought up. Okay, genjutsu, a tactic for battle, a tactic for taking out or capturing your opponent, is a tactic that literally implants false information into the user's mind. AKA, akainu use false information to take out his enemy.
Shikamaru, the whole fight with Hidan.
That is true.
Different blood on somebody. Like, how much do you dislike giving someone false information? Know what I'm saying? I think this strategy involved. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And perhaps it's a lot more nuanced than what I'm thinking about, right? Because I guess in those situations I never felt like it was scummy, because it was like, I'm out to get you, right? And what Akainu did is that he found one of Whitebeard's subordinates and basically conveyed false information to make him lose trust in Whitebeard, so that he would attack Whitebeard. Now, one thing can be said, that why is this pirate that has always been supported and loved by Whitebeard believing an admiral, believing a marine? One could say that's kind of weird why he's doing that. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like I guess when I think about a marine, I don't think about a marine, at least in the context of One Piece, I don't think about a marine as a person that is like, hey, I'm going to basically associate with pirates. Because that's what Akainu basically did. Akainu had to associate with him. Akainu had to prove to him that, hey, it's safe to be around me. I'm here to tell you information to help you out, right? I'm not going to capture you. I know there's a bounty out on you. So I was like, yeah, just do it. He had a whole pirate in his grasp with a bounty on his head. And he's like, nah, you could go. I'm just going to tell you this lie so that you can take out Whitebeard. I don't think Garp would be doing that. I don't think what's the name of the previous fleet admiral that could turn into Buddha?
Oh,
Sengoku. I don't think Sengoku's doing that. I don't think. I never. Yeah, you think?
This is like undercover work, and I think Sengoku employed Corazon to be undercover in the Doflamingo family.
Okay. Okay. But here's the thing though. I think that's a little different because it's kind of similar to life in terms of you'll have undercover police officers. But I think it's weird when an undercover police officer is like, hey, can I buy weed from you? Or can I buy, well, not weed because that's becoming more legalized, but can I buy some kind of illegal substance from you? Right? And then it's like, oh yeah, I could, here it goes, and then it catches them. That's kind of weird to me. I feel like if you're undercover, it's don't instigate somebody to commit the act, catch them while they're doing the act. I get it's a tactic that works pretty well for capturing people that are doing illegal things. I just feel like it's something kind of scummy about that, where you're like, I know there's a potential for you to do something bad, so I'm just going to trap you. I'm going to make you do that bad thing. I'm going to pull your hand to do it. When it's like, maybe that person wouldn't have ever done it ever again if you didn't instigate it. Now, the odds of that is probably not, but that was something I think about. It's why are you going to instigate somebody to do a bad thing? It's if you know someone's going to go to jail for hitting you, don't be like, yo, hit me. It's
I understand. Yeah. You brought up good points. I'm just saying, I get how Akainu could have been we're about to go to war with Whitebeard because he's going to try to save Ace.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to use as much strategy as I can to make my chances of winning this war easier. So I find a weakness in his army, and I'm going to exploit that weakness so that, things will be easier for me.
Yeah, I get. You make solid points on that too. So I'm not arguing against that. That's a very solid strategically in terms of the objective. Well played, Akainu. I just think it's scummy. It's I'm not saying, if you gotta do some scummy things sometimes to do what you gotta do, but not me. I'm not gonna do some scummy stuff. I don't look up the scummy characters. So
what Shikamaru did against Hidan, was that scummy?
Nah, bro. Nah.
That wasn't scummy.
Nah, that was not scummy. What? Because he used tactics. He used tactics to eliminate his one-on-one opponent. He didn't be like, yo, Hidan, yo, your boy over there with the 5 hearts, son. He's trying to steal your immortality. He didn't do that. He didn't like betray. He didn't make him betray the trust of his boy. You know. Maybe everything is cool in the war and battle and stuff. It's just like, it's straight that I'm just like, man, scummy. I don't look up for that.
I'm just saying, if we let one thing slide, we gotta let the other thing slide. Because Shikamaru straight up acted like he got stabbed, acted like he was afraid for his life. Also, that Hidan will take out one of Kakuzu's hearts. Is that not what happened?
Oh no! Explain it speaking. Like how?
If I remember correctly, Kakashi hit Kakuzu with the lightning blade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And very early on in their fight, and I think he got some blood, and then he met with Shikamaru. Shikamaru took Hidan out to the jungles, and Hidan thought he stabbed Shikamaru.
Mm-hmm.
Shikamaru squirted some of Kakuzu's blood onto Hidan's staff thing, and then Hidan did the technique, and he took out one of Kakuzu's hearts. Shikamaru acting like he got hit, acting like he was scared.
But I feel like that's different, though. Let me tell you why I think it's
different.
Let me tell you why I think it's different.
Okay, explain that to me. How is that different?
All right. The strategy of using deception as a method of winning a battle, that is true. But in terms of the intent behind it, it's kind of like he didn't like go up to Kakuzu and be like, yo, your boy, it's crazy. He was like, hey, we're ninjas. It's literally embedded. It's literally in the job description that we're going to do some deceptive tactics on you. It's like substitution jutsu is literally like, hey, you think you're hitting me, but you're hitting a log, right? So it's like, to be a ninja, you should expect some deceptive tactics done on you, and you should be prepared for that, right? It's like if you get hit by a rock that actually happened to be a shuriken, that's on you, right? That's how I think about like with Naruto.
Okay.
So I feel like to do deception against a person if you're a ninja, that is part of the battle plan. It's like that should be like expected. But there's a difference between because like in like like when Kakashi says like those that betray their friends are worse than scum. So even as a ninja and you're holding as deceptive, is like even in the context of Naruto, there are certain acts that would make you despicable or scummy. Right? I just think that like like causing a betrayal of a person or lying straight to their face. Well, you're ninja, so I mean, like.
I'll give you one. So, by your definition, when Madara had his arm through Obito, and he was like, "Oh, well, right before you die, I'll let you know that I'm the one that caused Rin to die."
Yeah, that's scummy.
That's scummy.
Yes, that's scummy.
Understandable. I can see how you can make the connection between what Madara did there to what Akainu did versus, Shikamaru just employing strategy. There's some hazy parts, but I'll give that to you.
I will compromise with you and say that there's a gray area to it for sure. There's a gray area to it. Yeah,
I agree. So you prefer like a Rock Lee type fight where there's no type of strategy involved, just punch, kick hard as possible.
No, it's not about the strategy, right? It's more about like, all right, what is the established rules that both combatants agree to, right? So for example, it's like if you get into like a boxing match or somebody, you're not going to expect them to go wrestling and like drop you on the floor and do some
kick you in the nuts.
Yeah. It's like there's certain tactics that's like, hey, both me and you as combatants should be aware of, right? So it's like when he signed up for the role as Marine, I don't think what akainu did in that particular case came with a job description. That sounds more of what a pirate would do. Yeah, that's just what I think about it right there.
Nah, I get what you're saying, but I feel like in the art of war,
Yeah, you know, I get what you're saying. I understand. I understand. I feel like when, damn, we're okay. I still don't like akainu. I still don't like it.
Understandable. I mean, he definitely has ego issues. He definitely is, he's just angry. Have you heard from that kind of happy? My son's just always mad.
His personality matches his fruit. I'll say that.
True. Yeah, he's just like hot-headed. Literally, he really is hot-headed.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of he definitely the character traits of is just pure anger.
Mm-hmm.
He's not flexible with his justice.
Yes.
But he's flexible with his morality, as you just discussed with how he's able to act like a pirate to capture a pirate.
Yes.
So his morality is definitely flexible.
Mm-hmm.
So you go, why didn't you keep that same energy? Because
he's also very short-sighted. Like the fact that like he just looks at the label of pirate, but he doesn't look at what the person is doing under the label of pirate. Right? It's like Luffy's done some good, like undoubtable, absolute good for society, and I kind of just like, oh, you're a pirate.
I think Akainu's issue is, I think he wanted power, and if by being a Marine, he has the world government backing him. You know what I'm saying? A pirate will always be chased by Marines. Marines don't really be getting chased by pirates. You know what I'm saying? Marines do whatever they want to do. Just go back to, I guess, the castle and the sea. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you're a pirate, you got a bounty. You will be chased. You're a criminal. But Marine, you're good. You're good. You're not going to be chased. You have an army of other Marines protecting you. So I think, and when he was younger, he wanted power, and this is the easiest way to get power. Easiest and safest way to get power.
Yeah, for him. Get it. So do you think he's capping when he says absolute justice?
When he says absolute justice, he means like what do you say? What he mean by that?
How I interpreted absolute justice is literally like there's no gray area to who you are. Like if you identify as a Marine, you're a good guy. If you identify as a pirate, you're a good guy. Like remember, Akainu was ready to kill Kobe because Kobe got away, and a pirate had to protect Kobe. So it's kind of like Akainu, like, what side do you stand on? And so he's like, oh, you're protecting a pirate. You're a pirate. Absolutely. No, there's no hesitation. I don't have to think about why you're protecting him or like why you have resentment about this. I'm not going to ask you questions. Delete.
I don't agree with his actions for all the viewers. I'm like, wait a minute. What's going on?
I get your logic though about your logic is very sound when talking about, hey, listen, this is war. What you got to do in the war? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna address the Kobe situation.
Okay.
So you are what? He was an admiral at the time. He wasn't a fleet admiral at the time, right?
Kobe?
No, Akainu.
Admiral.
He was an admiral at the time. He's in the middle of a war. Probably the biggest battle they had in years, right? You have one of your own soldiers, a Marine, defecting in front of all the other Marines. Trying to save the enemy, a pirate, while there's still a war going on. This could sway the morale for your army, your troops, and everything, and also just like a bad look. You can't have one of your soldiers going out of line in front of everybody, in front of your people and the enemy. You can let that rock. Yeah. What type of statement of power does that make? He is a power-driven person.
You're also able, like, you're a living volcano. Like, why do you need to worry about people being like, oh, like, I kind of looking soft today? Like, you're a volcano.
That's a separate issue. But if you think about it, in the context of what's going on, Kobe didn't try to make a Zoom meeting after the war is done. It's like, hey, Akainu, Sir Akainu, I think, maybe we went a little hard out there. Yeah. Kobe went to try to stop Akainu when this guy's is just pure red. All he sees is red right now. And Kobe trying to say, hey, like, can we stop?
Can we time out? No timeouts. Okay.
That was stupid on Kobe's part. Heroic, brave, but stupid. He got no clue who he's talking to. He wasn't talking to the ice guy. He wasn't talking to the light guy. Either these two guys, they'd probably be like, you know what, maybe you're right.
They would at least ask a question. They'd be like, yo, why are you protecting, like, what are you doing?
They would talk to him by at least a little bit.
Yeah.
He goes to Akainu, and he's in the middle of rage. Did Akainu just not get to kill Ace? Did he just kill Ace, and he was trying to capture Luffy and all that, and they were starting running away?
He was trying to... He was trying to capture... He just killed Ace. He was trying to capture Luffy. Kobe tried to stop him because he was like, yo, this is wildin'. Y'all wildin' right now. This battle is crazy. You already killed Ace. That's what we were here to do in the first place. This is crazy. Let Luffy go. And also mixed feelings because that's like his
friend.
Yeah, that's his friend. And so
Kobe chose to try to stop Akainu.
Yes.
After this is probably one of his biggest like public defeats. You know what I'm saying? Ace still got executed.
Yeah.
But Akainu just let the whole Marine Fort get destroyed and all this stuff.
You think it was still a loss because they did what they said they were going to do, execute Ace. You know what I mean?
They executed Ace, but I'm pretty sure they lost a lot of Marines.
Oh,
you don't
100%.
see too many people like die in One Piece, but like they lost a lot of Marines.
People got deleted for sure.
The whole area was destroyed. You had pirates attacking Shishibukai, right? That's the name of the Seven World Wars. And the world government all over one person. So like their power, it looks questionable. You know what I'm saying? Prior to that, if there's execution, like it's just people's going to be executed. Like Gold D. Roger, the king of pirates, got executed in broad daylight. There was no type of uproar about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I think this just looks bad for the Marines. It's like, yo, we can't be looking weak like this. What about the next person's going to get executed? Y'all going to try this again? And if there was a next execution, now they don't even have a Shishibukai to help defend them.
That's a fact.
So their power looks shaky. And the fact that Ace didn't get executed traditionally, he died defending somebody. It makes him look kind of heroic.
Yes.
And not like the devil or the son of the devil. So it's not a good look.
It's not a good look. It's not, but that's my thing. I'm saying that I don't like about Akainu is that Akainu's understanding of reality is that you're a pirate, I'm a Marine, I'm a good guy, I'm part of the good guys, you're the bad guy. But he's trying to form reality around what he has chosen to believe to be true. Right? It's like Ace objectively was not a bad guy in that situation. Right? So it's like, why are you pushing so hard to make it seem like he was the bad guy?
I see what you're saying. But Ace was the son of the devil. the king of the pirates.
Like,
now you
it's
should
not
say,
crazy. That's all prejudice right there. It's like, hey, because you're the son of the pirate king, you must be this evil. Like, it's just like.
No, I get what you're saying, and you would have some truth to it if Ace wasn't a pirate himself.
That's true.
He's the son of Gold D. Roger, and then he became a pirate, was doing crap, he's doing criminal stuff, stealing boats, stealing gold, burning down towns, burning down Marines. Then he joins the second strongest pirate and becomes the top lieutenant and the second strongest pirate. And when he joined Whitebeard, he was like the strongest pirate at the time, right?
Yeah, he was. He reached the rank of first commander in.
Oh, I'm saying when Ace joined Whitebeard's crew, Whitebeard at that time was the strongest pirate alive, right? Like he had the strongest crew. He was probably the top one of the Yonko, right?
Yeah, like he had more reputation than the other ones. I think the only other Yonko that had the same level of reputation as him would be Big Mom.
Okay, Big Mom.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the son of the devil becomes a pirate.
Yes. And
then joins the biggest pirate crew out there, becomes first commander.
Yeah.
Burns down several villages. So Ace was not, by any means,
a good guy.
Just a random guy that just happened to be walking around was innocent.
True.
So I understand why akainu would try to take out Ace. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand as well. You know? I'm not saying I don't understand. I'm just saying scum. That's all I'm saying.
But I agree. He definitely is. Like, I would not want to be like akainu. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Do you have any other characters that come to mind? Because I do have one.
Okay, yeah. I got one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
We're going to talk about the same person. I know exactly what you're going to say. Go for it.
Edward Elric.
Whoa!
No. I could make an argument, but I have to really be trying to make an argument about Edward. But you know what I'm talking about. The Tucker.
Show Tucker. Yo.
You want to talk about it?
All right, guys. To all who are uneducated on the magnificent exploits of the legend himself, Show Tucker, from Full Metal Alchemist.
We should talk about him on Father's Day. We should talk about him on Father's Day.
Father of the year right here. But Show Tucker, you know, I feel like if you watch, to me, did you watch both Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Did you watch both of them?
I think I watched Full Metal Alchemist on like Adult Swim when I was like much younger, but I've watched Brotherhood.
Okay. Do you remember the episode in question of Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist?
I definitely remember the Cliff Notes.
Okay.
Oh, from Alchemist versus Brotherhood?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember the one in Alchemist.
What I will tell you, if for those that are watching this video, if you watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and you saw the episode, it doesn't do the horrificness justice compared to Full Metal Alchemist. If you want to see how horrific and just how sad and depressing it is, I don't know how they did it, but the tone, the music they used, the shot composition, you just felt like this guy is garbage. This guy is just filthy. But anyway, to those of you guys that don't know who Show Tucker is, spoiler alert, Show Tucker is this renowned alchemist. I forget what he was trying to figure. His whole thesis as an alchemist was, I figured out how to make an intelligent chimera beast, how to make a beast that's capable of speaking and everything. And so he made one, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, wow, incredible, fantastic, right?" Speaking, but the beast, anything the beast was talking about, basically said, "I'm in pain, I'm in suffering, I end my life, then end me," you know. And everyone all the other alchemist scientists at the time was just like, "Wow, that's fantastic! You made an intellectual chimera beast that's just never done before. Incredible. You know, it's kind of weird that it's, you know, it's completely in pain and like wants to kill itself all the time, but still like an accomplishment, right?" And then you know, Edward meets up with Show Tucker and meets up with his daughter and the dog, and they have a great time connecting together, and it's just like, you know, it's like big old happy family. But you see a bit of like, so like the first chimera he created was a couple of years ago, and so people were like, "Hey man, listen, we're gonna give you this funding, but you kind of have to recreate your work. You kind of have to make some progress in the field, right? You know, it's good that you made a chimera that can speak, but of course, obviously, it being in pain all the time, it's kind of weird. Can't really work with a chimera that literally wants to kill itself all the time. And you got to put up some work. At least do what you did before. So it's been a couple of years. I forget exactly how much it is. My brain is telling me it was 3 years. And so, you know, budget was running low. People were asking him like, "Yo, it's taking you 3 years to make a chimera. Like, can you give us some details? Can we help you out? Like, what should we do?" And Tucker's like, I got it. I can make a chimera. I can make it. And so And so, you know, Edward is like all fanboying, saying like, yo, you're the one that made the super intellectual, the chimera that can talk, man. You literally turned animals, fuse animals together and gave them intelligence. That's incredible. Fantastic. Fast forward, my boy Tucker does it again. My boy Tucker does it again. And I'm being sarcastic when I say my boy. But he does it again, yo. He creates a talking chimera, right? Not an improvement from the last one, you know. It's like the chimera, you know, is able to talk, but it's in pain, right? And, you know, Edward discovers the chimera, saying like, oh shit, like he actually did it again. And he's out here saying like, he out here came through and he's like, yo, you know, I walked through the whole house, I didn't see the dog, I didn't see the little girl. And he's looking at this chimera and thoughts are forming into his head of being like, nah. And then the chimera opens her mouth and says, I forget what it says, but it basically was like, Edward, can we play again? This man Tucker lied. First off, he lied, saying that his wife left him. Spoiler alert, the first chimera was his wife.
Oh, I was thinking that. I forgot. Yeah. Oh, crap.
So the first chimera was his wife, and he's saying like, oh, my wife just like left me and everything, and she didn't understand my research and stuff. It was like his wife was the chimera, was the first initial chimera that killed itself. And then this guy decides to take his daughter. Forget the dog. Well, you're a dog person now, so maybe you can't forget the dog. But
now you forget the
dog. He takes his dog and his daughter, knowing what it did to his wife, and he decided to perform the same exact thing again, and made his daughter a chimera that every fiber of her being is just in pain and suffering, and she just wants to kill herself. Why do I have Show Tucker on this list of anti-male role models, people you don't want to be like? Because he's failed in every aspect of what it means to be a man, in my opinion. He lied to the committee about his work, saying like, oh yeah, I made this intellectual beast, this chimera. He basically, what's the best word? I'm trying to think of a word that just...
He took advantage of his kid?
I'm trying to think of a word that's more grotesque and disgusting than that. To take advantage. Oh, man, he just...
He destroyed her on a molecular level?
He destroyed... He just... I don't even know. I can't... Let me know in the comment section down below what word you would use.
He equivalently exchanged her life?
He did the heinous levels of taking advantage he did to his wife and his daughter. It is just, as a man that has a kid and has a wife, there's kind of like that expectation of like, hey, you're coming to me, you're staying with me, and you should expect me to protect you and provide for you. And I'm going to take advantage of, I'm going to destroy your humanity. He literally took away their humanity and turned them into a beast that feels nothing but pain all the time and just wants to die.
Yeah, nah. I can't. I ain't trying to be double acting for that guy.
Dr. Griffs is like,
I can defend akainu a little bit, but nah. Tucker, he's on a whole different level. I don't know who thinks of that stuff. Who really?
It's like, get a different job. Like,
people could say for the sake of science, but I don't understand the benefit of the scientific experiment. You know what I'm saying?
Because even to the straight, even like super devil's advocate, I don't even think I think the devil's looking at Tucker like
he's like, you're a new king. The devil's like, you're a new king. I can't, I know some foul stuff, but I ain't not doing like that.
The devil will be like, yo, I do some foul shit, but man, I don't even know if I have a place for you down here, bro. Like,
He said, I'm going to church on Sunday because this is too much for me. Tucker is a whole, he's a demon. I ain't going.
Because like the thing is like, even if someone makes the argument for like, yo, like he was trying to innovate in society and make an intellectual chimera, the premise of his work was like, I take 2, 3, or how many beasts, like animals without intelligence, fuse them together, and boom bam bim, I have an animal with intelligence. He literally took a human and fused it with an animal. So like everyone that's an alchemist or in the intellectual community in his particular field as an alchemist would be like, well, that doesn't really count, bro. It's like you're taking a creature,
intelligent life form.
Yeah, you're already taking the components of an intellectual life form. You didn't create anything new. You're
dumbing it down, really.
Yeah, and making it not useful. It's like, what? Your research doesn't amount to anything. It's because like no one's going to go into society and be like, hey, let's just take some people and turn them into chimeras. I mean, they did do that in the show, but at least those were like, they weren't crazy with it. They didn't.
Yeah, they weren't.
They at least had the ability to transform and come back and stuff like that.
Do you remember if Tucker's work was the foundation for the next evolution of chimeras? Is that how that happened? I don't remember the show too well, but I was sure if, like, because of Tucker, it made advancements of the chimera.
That's a good question. I don't remember exactly, but I think that's a good chance that that's the case. If someone in the comment section knows, if you watch Metal Alchemist recently, go in the comment section down below and let us know.
I'm not saying.
No, we don't justify it. We don't justify it whatsoever. Because like even still, a lot of those people that were transformed into intellectual, I guess like the cooler version of chimeras, like you could transform and come back type stuff. It's like even a lot of them, it was done against their will.
They were like death row inmates.
Yeah. So a lot of them is just like it's still a form of human trafficking and human manipulation that not consensual. So it's like still not justified whatsoever what he did. It's like failure, didn't do what you were supposed to be doing. Second, you killed your family.
Yeah, he was wild. He was wild. And he wasn't wild because he killed his family. I know he was like, hey, maybe in front of your family tried to. He's not wild because of that. He's wild because of the reason behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That was pretty despicable. I can't.
Like Itachi had a reason. He was like, no, you know what?
He did it for fame. He did it for fame.
Yes, he did it just to make himself seem
for clout.
He did it for clout. He turned his family into monsters that wanted to kill themselves every day because of the amount of pain and suffering they're going through for clout.
Yeah, that's low.
Get it. Go to work at McDonald's or something, bro. Do you really have to be in that field? You're still a whole alchemist.
And he's obviously smart. He could have built better, like, amputee.
Enter a different field, bro. Enter a different field.
Yeah, his ambition corrupted him. It was just too. Maybe at one point he was a loving husband,
I for sure think he was.
I don't think he's ever a loving dad. Because I think by the time his wife had a child, he's ready too far gone. You know what I'm saying? I think he might have been fighting the temptation for 3 years. I think I guess the deadline kept getting closer and closer. He just kept getting more stressed out. And then she said, "Good morning, Daddy." And he was like, "Wait a minute." I think that's what happened. I think he was fighting temptation for like 3+ years. And then, he went crazy and
it's a little wild because I think at least because I remember Full Metal Alchemist, it took 2 episodes. I'm trying to wonder if was it a full episode in Brotherhood or was it 2 episodes? I forget. But I do remember getting the feel that like he came off as a loving father. Right? He came off as a loving father, and I think the benefit of the doubt to the disgusting trash that is Tucker, perhaps for the 3 years, he was really trying to figure shit out. Like, he was really trying to make it work. And the deadline came. He had like a week left, and he just was like, "That's what you got to do." But it's still the idea that like you did it for clout. You did it for clout. And you lied to the scientific community. It's like if anyone checks your work, you're going to realize that like, oh, the work you're doing is useless for what we asked you to do. So it's like it's literally just for clout. It's literally just to be like, oh, I'm smart. Oh, like you're taking care of me. It's like, what's the point, man? What's the point?
Yeah, that was despicable. That was he's probably top 5 despicable characters in anime history. I would still say I don't even know. I feel like him and Griffith are like right there. You know what I'm saying?
For real, Griffith is like that.
Arguably, Griffith did something a lot worse.
Woo! He did something worse than that?
Arguably, see, the thing with Griffith, it wasn't his family, but it was like his I can't really talk about it without spoiling it.
Okay.
But whatever happens, it's like, I guess they thought that they were family, but he thought that they were tools to his goal.
But did Griffith give the illusion to them? Did he play the genjutsu on them saying like, we are family? Or Griffith was like, nah, I don't really see you guys like that. Y'all cool or whatever, but...
Okay. I think he made it clear to the people or persons that they are not like everyone else.
Okay.
But everyone else thought that, they were his day ones, but I think he made it very clear that you are not my day ones. We were right out together. And we might share laughs, we might share bread, but you are just goals to my next step.
He running like a bad scamming business, and he has employees, and he's like, hey, listen.
Yeah, that or better yet, he's like a soldier. Well, he's like a captain of an army, and all his soldiers are just he doesn't care about his soldiers. Imagine a captain of an army that doesn't care about his soldiers, just wants to accomplish the goal.
Okay, gotcha. All right, it's on my watch list. I'm going to have to read some Griffith. Berserk.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a. Yeah, that was.
you're like, and the devil's like Tucker, like, nah. If he's like Griffith, he's like, oh, you might as well take my job. Like, that's what you're saying? Oh my god! I can't even
like. You're basically saying the anime right now.
Okay. No more.
That would make you like, yo, you with us. we equal people.
Okay, no more diving into that.
Decide that as you may.
Yeah, but honestly, Tucker was my trump card, to be honest with you. I have a couple other people on my list, but Tucker was like he's at the top of my list. Like, he's number 1 on this list right here. Like, I literally have a piece of paper, guys, with a list of names on it, and Tucker's at the top. But you watch Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna go into this. There's one character in Hunter x Hunter that I don't like the fact that I like him, because he's an interesting character to watch, but I just don't like characters like him.
Who?
Hisoka.
Why do you like Hisoka?
Okay. Hisoka, let me preface this by saying Hisoka is a very entertaining, enjoyable character to watch.
Right? Agreed.
But Hisoka, why I don't think he's a good role model for...
Oh, okay. Alright.
Like,
talk about this once.
Getting on the point of, like, role model. Why don't you
I agree with
that. It's because he's extremely hedonistic. Like, everything about his character is, does this give me pleasure and enjoyment?
Oh, okay, yeah. I read that word in the book once.
Yeah, hedonism.
Thank you
For you guys that don't know, hedonism is the maybe we should Google it before I give like hedonism.
A hood description, Urban Dictionary description of hedonism.
Let me not give you an Urban Dictionary.
I heard of Haagen-Dazs. That's ice cream, right?
How do you spell
I think HEDONISM is hedonism, but you probably mean HEDONISTIC.
Yes, I accidentally typed in Hinduism, which is not the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing.
So the Google definition right here: the ethical theory that pleasure, in the sense of the satisfaction of desires, is the highest good and proper aim of human life. Right? And so Hisoka and another character from Jujutsu Kaisen. Did you watch Jujutsu Kaisen yet? Not yet?
See what I haven't worked.
Okay, you've been working. When you get a chance, check it out. But there's another character in there. His name's Sukuna, who kind of follows the same kind of idea of like it's my pleasure or it's nothing, right?
So like a Kenpachi type.
Nah, you see, like Kenpachi is a little different because Kenpachi is like he loves the fun of battle, right? But he's not hedonistic. Like he's willing to do things as like he's willing to do things if like the captain like the old like I forget his name I think so. Like if he tells him like, hey, I need you to do this, he's like, fine, I'll do it. Right? But like a complete hedonist, like someone that goes fully into hedonism is like, if I don't feel like doing it, I'm not gonna do it. Right? So when I look at Hisoka, like everything Hisoka does is like to amplify his pleasure in a situation. He's like he only helps Gon because he plans on killing him someday. You know?
Sure.
You know, so like when I look at a character, like he's very enjoyable to watch, and I will say my girl is going to be mad. If she watches this episode, she'd definitely be mad at me for talking shit about Hisoka. But Hisoka, the sheer fact that he looks at people and things as like, are you going to be fun for me or not? It's kind of like where you don't have any responsibility. You know, you don't have any sense of like, oh, there's people I should protect or things I should do. It's like on a whim when he was like doing that whole volleyball game with Gon, if the urge to be like, oh, let me just kill him. You know, it's like that could have been a possibility right there. Hisoka could have ended Gon like right there. Oh, let me help him out. Nah, I feel like killing him. Snap. You know, it's like something like following somebody like that is just like, nah. He's enjoyable to watch. He's very fun to watch, but to hang out with, to look up to, oh, nah, never.
So, one more time. What don't you like about Hisoka?
I don't like the fact that like he doesn't. Everything is about his pleasure. Everything is about him just having a great time.
Okay.
You know?
How you feel about Ging? Jing. Don's dad.
Oh, he's not a good role model either. He abandoned his kid.
Okay. How you feel about Luffy?
When we think about this, all the One Piece fans are like, you better defend Luffy. I feel like Luffy has been at times where he's literally he's put himself and what he wants aside for other people. He's done that like mad times.
And Hisoka did that with the volleyball game?
Bro, listen, the difference is that Luffy was out here like on the Amazon island. He was willing to give.
You're right. You're right. That was a horrible.
I see what you're trying to do there. It's like, leave. Dr. Griffs was like, let me listen to the full definition of what he doesn't like about it. And let me see, like, all right.
Like, if I can find a chick in the armor. I mean, yeah, when we said Jing was a bad role model, okay, well, I can't.
Yeah, Jing, like, he abandoned his whole kid. You know what I'm saying?
for seeking his pleasure and just figuring out life.
Yeah. It's like, don't have a kid then. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're going to, it's like, it's a hedon, like the idea of like being a hedonist is like, you're kind of like, you sacrifice responsibilities, right? So it's like, if your particular responsibility is not something you enjoy doing, then you're not going to do it, right? Like for example, like if a parent has a kid and they don't enjoy changing the baby's diaper, if the parent is a hedonist, like a pure hedonist, they wouldn't change the diaper. So the baby would just be pooping all the time and not having the diaper changed. Like the other partner would have to figure that out.
Okay.
You know, or like if the kid has to go to school or something and needs someone to drive them over, and he's like, I don't feel like doing that today. The kid's not going to school today.
So by your definition, you have to have responsibility and not do the responsibility to be hedonistic.
I think that's kind of like a prerequisite of hedonism is like when you put your desires in, because literally in the definition says here, the ethical theory that pleasure in the sense of satisfaction and desire is the highest good and proper aim of human life. So meaning so hedonism is the idea of aiming for the highest good, which you interpret is your own pleasure. Right? So,
okay. Alright, but Hisoka doesn't really have any responsibility. Was he responsible to? Or who was he responsible to? Yeah, I would say if you're trying to describe someone as hedonistic,
okay,
that's not like a whole curse word. You'd say Ging is more hedonistic than Hisoka. Because he had the responsibility of Gon and the baby moms, whoever that was. He just left them.
Okay. I will agree with you on that. Adding Gin to the list.
Now, one could say he left him because he wanted to get Gon to get stronger and everything like that, or whatever. But it seemed more like he had a whole responsibility, which was his child.
Yeah, I don't think Gin wasn't even like thinking on that level. He was just like, no, I'm trying to explore the world, and this kid's gonna start
and pursue my pleasure.
Yeah. Did he say pursue his pleasure?
He said he's a hunter and he's trying to find the greatest treasure or somewhere, whatever. Yeah. Go place that was unexplored before. I don't know why he had a kid in between all that, but it happened.
Yeah. Like I'm not, because like my thing is like I think in life you should do things that like you enjoy doing and like pursue it and stuff. But
I will say to defend Hisoka,
okay,
because there were times where he had responsibility. When Hisoka teamed up with Kurapika, right? He made sure Kurapika had these set of rules, and Hisoka said, "Okay, I will be responsible to get you this information." Hisoka did that.
Yeah, but
I ain't said it. Okay. When Killua's brother, what's his name? Illumi?
Yes.
Illumi hired Hisoka to slow down Killua, help capture him, right? And Hisoka that was his responsibility, to help Illumi capture Killua. Yes. And Hisoka, he cared about Gon getting saved, right? Because he wanted to see Gon get stronger into a fight and everything like that. And he did everything he could. There was that one time he, made Illumi get tight by saying, "Oh, can I kill Killua?" And Illumi went crazy. But for the most part, Hisoka did all the things that he was responsible for.
Here's the point I will bring up in that is that say for example you like getting ice cream with a particular person.
Yes.
So you have to, if you want to get ice cream with that particular person, you would have to call the person, be like, "Hey, you want to get some ice cream?" The person would be like, "Yeah." And so you have to go through the steps of, calling the person. So one can argue that it is a responsibility for you to call the person in order to fulfill your desire of meeting up with them to get ice cream, right? So it's like, because Hisoka has self-control. Like Hisoka, we've seen in terms of like how he interacts with Gon, that like he'll get like the desire to want to like, fight to the death with him, like rushes up in like some kind of like sexual kind of way, but he holds that back because he wants the gratification of him to be a lot more powerful, a lot stronger. So there, in essence, is like there is a responsibility he has to his pleasure. So he is willing to do things if he knows at the end of the day it's going to lead to the maximization of his pleasure. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I guess when I say like responsibility, I mean in terms of doing something that you have to do but you don't necessarily want to do. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's not necessarily. I'm just wondering. I guess my question was like, if you avoid responsibility altogether, is that a bad thing? If you avoid yourself situations where you're responsible? Oh, okay. I'll say in terms of that, it is not a bad thing to avoid situations. If you can legitimately avoid situations where you no longer have responsibilities and you want to live a hedonistic lifestyle, then I guess that functionally that'll work out, right? But ultimately it's like just based on the nature of desires, is like I don't know if there's any human being, like I know for me, in my head, a lot of desires I have, I don't consciously think about them. Right? It's like, oh, I feel like having pizza today. It's like that's a desire, but I didn't think about the pros and cons of like getting a slice of pizza and rationalizing it to create my desire. Like desires just kind of pop up. It's like just like thoughts. Like thoughts will pop up in our heads and we don't really think about them. They just pop up, and then those thoughts can generate a desire. So to be hedonistic is like whenever desire pops up in your head, you go for it. And so sometimes that desire is like, I feel like just having a drink, talking to this person next to me, and then that person says something you don't like, and the desire to like want to smack them comes up, and you're just like, it can escalate quickly because you don't regulate your desires in accounts to like everybody else, because if the ultimate good is to maximize your pleasure, is to pursue higher and higher pleasure, then you become extremely selfish in the long run, because it's like if somebody you don't like is interfering with you, then it's like, or interfering with your ability to maximize your pleasure, it's like the desire to want to get rid of them or do something bad to them might pop up, and then you do that thing to them. Alright. Yeah. So Hisoka in general is a character that is very enjoyable to watch. I love his battles. I love his talks. I love how he manipulates people and does his thing. It's just in terms of being someone to look up to, in terms of like, a character like, I love how cool he is. I love how charismatic he walks in. I love his swag. It's like,
his swag is on point though. I ain't gonna hold you.
His swag is on point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like if you're trying to think of like, oh, let me think like Hisoka to be like that swaggy kind of cool kind of person. Nah, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah.
You said therapy is
therapy's cool, kids. Therapy's cool.
Gotcha. Yeah. Hisoka, Orochimaru, they are similar.
Yes.
Not only with their whole like obsession around younger males.
Right.
Not only with that, but I guess the desire to just keep growing in knowledge or strength. Is that a similarity between the two, though? What do you say?
We have not seen Hisoka make efforts to get stronger in the series.
Just fight stronger battles, right?
Yeah, just fight stronger battles.
Maybe that's his way of training?
Could be his way of training, for sure.
I'd imagine he probably did all his bungee.
Yeah, he had to figure out how to make bungee though. He had to figure out how to learn that and use that. So to say that he didn't come out the gate just powerful and capable.
Yeah.
But it's never a big focus.
There was a manga, like a 1-shot, 2-shot manga of Hisoka's origins that weren't created by the author of Hunter x Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was created by the person who made Tokyo Ghoul. I think it was by that. Don't quote me on it. You can probably Google it.
I think I watched a video about that, so you're right. But was it approved by the creator?
Yeah, he just didn't draw it. I think that's right. He's like, oh wow, this is.
It's like, yeah, that's a pretty valid actually.
It seems legit. And in that origin story, Hisoka, he had some natural talent, but he definitely worked and discovered his ability. It was a pretty cool read. The drawings of it was kind of, you know how Hunter be drawing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they'd be like, other times it'd be like that. So it was in between. But he just had some natural talents and it's a sad life. Yeah. That's so good. That's a good choice. That's a good choice for a non-role model.
Yeah, because I feel like it's hard. Like when I was actually thinking about it, looking through, it was hard for me to find characters that just I completely dislike. You know, there's always like traits about them that was like enjoyable to watch, or even there's some characters you just like love to hate. You know, some characters that are just like just there. Like a lot of people love hating on Mineta from My Hero Academia. But it's like Mineta's not a hateable character to me, you know. I think people just love hating on him. But yeah, it was there's a lot of characters. I think there's a lot of characters with nuance and multifaceted in terms of like how to see the world. Some things they do are good, some things they do are bad. But there's rarely a character that's just like pure, just evil. So, do you have any other characters that come to mind for you that you want to bring up today?
That pure, just evil?
No, like fit within the idea of like not a good male role model from anime.
I don't like Orochi. I don't really know too much about him, but I know this characteristic about him that I don't like.
Orochi from where?
From One Piece.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
The characteristic that I don't like about him is, you know, he's weak. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And but he has the bravado of being this powerful shogun or whatever. He has clout in his community. You know what I'm saying? I know clout's my default word.
But it makes sense, you know. I feel like hey, does anyone not know what clout means in this day?
Yeah, like he got clout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like there's one scene where Odin was like, "No, I'm killing you." You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm deleting you from existence.
Yes.
And Orochi was visibly scared, but luckily he had the guy with the barrier fruit who like made a barrier around him. And then once he realized that he was protected, he was like, "Ha ha ha!"
Yo, yeah, that's just
I hate that characteristic in people.
Yes.
Is it like, you know? I watched this movie on Netflix the other day. It was like a Korean mafia type movie.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was there was a snake. He was a rat. He snitched on his old people, and then he was about to die. And the point is, the guy was about to beat him to death after being stabbed, shot several times. And he's like, "You're weak." He's spitting on him. The guy getting jumped, and he's like, "Yeah, you're weak." Then it was 1v1. The guy was beating him, and he's like, "Please stop!"
Yeah, I hate characters like that, man. I hate when they were like that. Or the Train to Busan guy. Which one?
You know the Train to Busan guy.
Train to Busan.
You know the movie Train to Busan? The zombie movie that takes place on a train to Busan, I guess.
Oh yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. The guy who had them close the door on everyone else, and then he took off running. I hate that character.
Do you think it's because it's like keep the same energy kind of vibe?
maybe it's that. Maybe it's just like you really can't trust these people because they just they just appear out of nowhere.
Is that your chimera, bro?
Yeah. I looked to the right. I saw the door open, but I didn't see when he ran behind the chair and disappeared right here. So I was like, "Did he just teleport? What's going on?" Yeah, it was crazy. But that Train to Busan guy, like that character, is just nutsy to me. You know what I'm saying?
Because it is that I completely agree with you, man. It's like that's such a detestable trait that it's just nasty. It's like, come on, bro. It's like just two minutes ago you were groveling at your knees, and now somebody else come in and like protect you. Now you're like oh that big and mighty. It's like keep the same energy. Keep the same energy.
I jokingly do that when I'm playing like Naruto Ultimate on 4, like a fighting game. Yeah. Say I'm fighting Bam, and like I beat him like 20 times in a row because that's what I just do.
That's a lot of numbers.
The 21st time he almost beat me, and I'm like, oh crap. And I still beat him, and then I'm like, you had a chance. I do that jokingly if it's like that.
Yeah, the whole thing is a joke. Including that 20 times thing is like definitely more the single digits kind of thing.
More like 9 times in a row.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
False facts, man. What they call alternative facts?
Crap. If you want to see us have a stream, a Twitch fight, let us know. We're coming out.
Yeah, I'm about to sharpen my skill sets. You know? I haven't played Naruto Storm in a minute.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I just don't. It's just the same energy kind of thing. If you're groveling, stay groveling. It's like, but if you're like, it's just like, it's not. I think it is. It's like it's not your own power, and you're acting like it's your power.
Yep.
So it's like you're doing the most. You're doing the most. It's like, listen, man, you got protected. You got help. Your boys came in to help you out. Don't start acting like it was. Oh yes, it was all me and everything. It's like, yeah, bro. Like, It's like you just don't like characters like that to like win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just like, bro, you don't deserve to win because it's not you winning.
And there's always a character like that in like every medium. You know what I'm saying? Well,
yeah.
Like Blackbeard showed moments of that when he was fighting Whitebeard, and he was like, haha, I won. And then Whitebeard was still alive. He was like, oh crap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's like, everyone keep shooting him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't like that characteristic.
Yeah, I hear you. That's also Whitebeard. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be the B word, rhymes with witch. If you're going to be that, then who else to do it to than Whitebeard? You know what I'm saying? If Whitebeard's standing over you, you gotta change up that energy. You might need to change up the energy. It's like
understandable.
If it's akainu standing over you, yeah, you don't need to change up the energy. But if it's Whitebeard standing over you, I need to change. But Luffy never changed up his energy.
Luffy is consistent. I give you that. He keeps that same energy. Luffy keeps that same energy, no matter who he's talking to.
Luffy literally was like, "Big Mom, I'm gonna beat you." Like it's like everyone else. I'm gonna hear it's like, Luffy, that's a Yonko, right? You don't beat up a Yonko. You don't just Kaido. He was like, "Yo, Kaido, I'm gonna beat you." It's like, Luffy, you don't just run up on Kaido. Like,
and there was one time Luffy switched his whole energy up though.
Which time?
When Kuma.
Okay. When
Kuma was smacking his people out of existence, that was the one time we've seen Luffy kind of be like, "Hey, actually, can you like, can you like not, please? I'm begging you, don't do it."
Yeah,
I think that's the only time Luffy kind of switched it up.
Yeah. I feel like it was kind of like one of those things that like Luffy just was completely not prepared. He was just like, I never seen my friend just get deleted like that. Could you?
Yeah.
Could you not?
That's exactly what happened.
Because Luffy has no problem with him getting his booty handed to him and getting beat in battle. he'll just keep getting up. But like when you see your boy Usopp, you're not gonna send Usopp against the final boss. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna send Nami against the final boss. You're not gonna. The final boss came up to them, was like delete. So I think Luffy was just thinking like, please do not kill any more of my friends. I don't even know what happened to them. Like, please. Oh man, but yeah, Orochi, yeah, scum. That's a scum character. But yeah, been going on for a bit. I think we had a good time. Do you have any final thoughts about certain characters or lightning? Quick question.
Okay.
If you can only pick one trait that is like basically a trait that you see in like a male role model that you're like, ugh, nasty, what would it be? And like, what's that trait that you're just like, like it just like a visceral reaction of like, no, I can't have that, can't deal with that.
You want to describe what Orochi? I think that's probably the biggest trait that I just like. When I watch movies and I see characters like that, I'm like, yo, I can't wait till they get got.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I don't want to talk about like ambition, like when you got too much, but like that just comes with territory. You just try to get better, you know what I'm saying? But that one where you just like groveling one moment, the next moment like, haha, I'm stronger than you.
It's like you completely forgot what you were doing before. Like
yo, just okay, you got 7 people, this one person. Of course you're gonna win this fight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a trait I don't like. I really don't like that trait.
I would agree with you on the similar lines of keep that same energy. I think I'm a big proponent of keeping that same energy.
Yeah.
Big proponent of it. It's like, unless like the reality of the situation just changes up. But even then, it's like the reality of the situation changed up. It's like you could be like Conor McGregor and say like you're the best fighter in the world and stuff. But it's like if you fight against someone that's taking steroids and it's like juiced up out of his booty, you're going to be like, hey, I didn't sign up for all that. Like I'm still the best fighter in the world, but within the confines of me still being a human being, not the drugs, So, but yeah, I'm a big proponent of keeping that same energy.
So, about to keep that same energy, right? So when I was in college, I would often say like, yo, if I fight somebody, I'm spitting on them. Because if I get to the point of fighting them, I'm gonna spit on them. Yeah. And then my friends would be like, yeah, what if they beating you up? I said, I don't care. If they beating me up, stopping on me, I'm gonna roll their pant leg up and still spit on their leg.
Yeah.
Now, comment section, please don't try to find me and fight me. Don't like not the same situation. I'm a little bit older, but to me, even back then, I was like, I understand I'm in a losing situation. I'm gonna keep that same energy. I feel like spitting somebody, that's just the ultimate form of disrespect. So if I'm fighting you for whatever reason, it's because I like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. It's like it's the same. I had a friend that would like, me and him would get into altercations sometimes, and without fail, if the guy was bigger than him, like me and him would be walking away from like altercations, and I would see like blood on his lip, and I'm like, yo, bro, did someone punch you in the face? Like, what happened? He's like, nah, I bit the guy. I was like, you bit him? It's like, and like literally every time we get to an altercation, this guy's always walking away with some blood on his lip, and I'm just like, I was like, do you always bite a person? It's like, yeah, they're bigger than me, I'll bite them. It's like, I respect this. Like, that's what you do.
Yeah, you gotta do.
You do what you do. But
there's diseases out there. There's definitely diseases out there. So I don't
Sure. Like, yeah, definitely it's a risky move for sure. But it's like it's that keeping that same energy. It's like if it's just like when a character from like an anime or show is like saying like, oh yes, I can only so it'll only take me one arm to defeat you, and then halfway through the fight you see them pull out the other arm. It's kind of like,
yeah, Frieza did that. Frieza definitely did that.
You capping, bro.
Frieza definitely did that a couple times.
Frieza
was a dirty, down dog. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I feel like he's a bit more likable than Orochi,
Oh yeah.
then Tucker, then Griffith. Like, even though Frieza did some terrible things, I guess he's consistent with his his debauchery. I don't know.
Yeah, Frieza kept the same energy even when he was fighting Goku. Wait, was there? I'm trying to remember when Frieza was like cut in half and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did Frieza ask Goku to spare his life?
Yes, he begged him.
Oh,
He said,
man.
"Please save me." And Goku was like, "What about all the people you killed?" And Frieza was like, "Please save me." He completely ignored. Yo, you just killed the whole Namekian race. And Frieza's like I just said, "Please save me."
Please, you're the good guy, right? Please.
You're good. And then Goku gave him some energy. I didn't know Goku just give people energy. Like, I mean, I guess Spirit Bomb happens, so that happens throughout the show. But Goku gives him some energy, and then Frieza is like, "Stupid monkey." So he's consistent with his hate.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
With his racism.
Yeah, with his racism.
He consistent with that.
Would he be considered speciesism since he's a whole different species?
We only really see him feel that way against. Well, yeah, I guess it would be speciesism or alienism or whatever. We only see him really disrespect the Saiyans like that. I don't really ever see him talk about any other.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, never. Maybe it's because the we follow the Saiyans mostly,
yeah.
So maybe he has that same level of speciesism to every other kind of species. Maybe it's because Saiyans are the only type of species that he kind of recognizes are the ones that like directly are challenging him.
Because he felt threatened by them. That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Like he heard about there's a prophecy of a legendary Saiyan, and he was like, delete. Not gonna have it. It's like, I'm not gonna have any of that. He felt threatened by it. It's actually funny. Like I think Dragon Ball Super Frieza is a lot more relatable-ish or enjoyable to watch, or maybe more funny because it is actually funny the fact that he got the golden Frieza form, and he was like, yeah, I had to actually train.
For like a month or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like, I think it was 4 months. He said like, yeah, I trained for 4 months. It was the hardest things I ever do. And like everyone else is like, wait, so you mean to tell me you've never trained before in your life? And he's like, why would I do that? That's weird. Frieza's like, I was like,
and
yo, it really makes you think like how powerful Frieza actually would be if he actually was like, let me do some push-ups today.
It's like a Superman train.
Yeah. Oh. Like, how would Superman train? Like, what would Superman be lifting to get some reps in? You know what I mean?
I think you have to wear like kryptonite bracelets or something like that.
Oh yeah. He would have
a kryptonite weight pack and just do squats. Like that's how he would have to train.
Yeah, that's smart.
But comment section, let us know what characteristics do you hate to see in anime? Like, what characteristics will you despise? If your sibling, your child, your offspring had this characteristic, what would make you want to say you are not in relation to me whatsoever? What would make you disown them? Let us know in the comment section which characteristics you completely detest.
What characteristics would make you want to tucker your kids?
Oh wow!
Alright, I'm a little crazy. Let's stop.
That's his thoughts. That's Bam's
I'm pushing
thoughts. I ain't say all that. That's a whole other level of.
See, thoughts are crazy. Thoughts are crazy. You don't know what thoughts are going to pop into your head, man. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Just like what Dr. Griffs was saying, what characteristics from anime characters that you just detest? And what characteristics from people in general that you may detest? Do you not like it when people add cereal and then milk first? Or are you the type of person that likes the other way around? Just let us know. So anyway, guys, we really appreciate you guys. Wait, how do you add? I don't eat cereal. But like, how do you? Do you put milk in first and then cereal? Or you put cereal in first then milk?
I put cereal then milk. Everyone puts cereal then milk.
There's some people that do the other way.
Well, decipher this as you may.
So anyway, guys, we really appreciate you guys joining us and joining in the discussion. Let us know in the comment section down below what topics you would like us to talk about and dive into in future episodes. But again, the formalities, down below you'll find links to both of our independent channels. You'll also find the music for this episode created by our DJ Dr. Griffs. So if you feel like just tuning out and listening to that, during your commute or doing your workout or whatever, he has a whole bunch of mixes on his channel, so check it out. And if you want to see some live reactions or discussions on anime, come check out my channel. So anyway, guys, appreciate you guys taking the time. Like this video if you liked it, comment if you want to share your thoughts about it, and subscribe, obviously, if you want to see more. So, yeah.
Till next time, y'all.
Till next time. Peace.